do take to heart that our masters are laughing at us in multiple ways. I mean, they're dumbing people down, which is why we have Transformer movies and things like that. At least that used to be the bar that I used to set in terms of the quality of storytelling going to shit. And now we have the MCU and, what people call the message and all the other horse shit. But in terms of this Obama propaganda that was on Netflix, spoilers, I mean, tune out if you want to sit through this shit. You got Ethan Hawke, who in my opinion is an absolute hack. That's neither here nor there, but I felt like I should say it. And then you got Kevin Bacon. And they're essentially, as they age, they look like they're turning into the same pedophile. They're in the same movie. One, Ethan Hawke, essentially rattles off something along the same lines as the character Jerry, in Rick and Morty, about being a useless man. Because that's what I am. It's what most people are in terms of us living in quote unquote society for the most part, or at least to varying degrees. And then it's kind of funny because then you got the Kevin Bacon character who's kind of the survivalist, is kind of the character. I mean, it's not much of a character. They didn't paint a picture here really whatsoever. And that's also what I mean by our masters are laughing at us in an entirely different way because quality of storytelling is shit. But he's supposed to be, the strong male, who's taking care of shit. So this is my point. In the movie, you got the Kevin Bacon character standing on the higher ground on some steps while you got the two other characters standing on the ground. Ooh, right? But he has the higher ground, very Obi-Wan and Anakin. But he throws these characters a bone. He gives them advice. And this contradicts his motivations in the movie, because earlier in the movie he states that he's looking after his family. That's what he's up to. That's what he's gonna do. And eventually they pay him off, and he buys into that literally. Which I don't know what you're gonna do with $1,000 of greenbacks promissory notes that mean nothing when everything's fucking collapsing, by design. Either way, for some reason that works too. And Kevin Bacon tells them, oh, by the way, you should go to the neighbor's house because my friend worked on a contract there and they probably have a bunker. I forget, there's some wording in there. And he goes, that's rich man's bunker, jargon, essentially. Why wouldn't he keep his mouth shut? And that's where he would take his family, because he's looking out for him and his, or his kin, or after his own home. It just doesn't make too much sense to me. Unless he's got his own bunker. But again, they didn't paint a picture. They didn't really tell a story. This entire movie, for the most part, is in a resort home. They don't go on an adventure. Nothing really happens. There's some lesser magic. There's some horse shit in here. I mean, you got the character that shows up at the door, the guy that's supposed to be the new Blade, and he just rattles off some horrible fucking dialogue about how no one's in control and this just happened and nobody really knows how. That's what you should repeat. Shit like that. Again, our masters are laughing at us. I considered making a more detailed video about this, and maybe I will with some screenshots or something. Also appreciate you got not a cruise liner, but a large ship. Cruise liners are large ships, but not a cruise liner, that runs ashore in this movie. And they go out of their way to say that it was red, I think. But on the cruise liner, it's branded or named the White Lion that ran ashore. Just think about it. If you think about it, it's telling, it's lesser magic, and it's fucking funny. And it's lazy as fuck, too, with just how in your face that is, that scene. Either way, what the fuck do I know? My water's boiling.